Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. Today I'm driving the 2019 Ford Fusion SEL, and today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about this midsize sedan. But first, before we get into the video, I just want to make everybody aware, if you're not already, I have a GoPro Hero Session giveaway going on my other channel. It's called A Wander Affair. It's a channel that I have with my wife, and all you have to do is go to that channel, subscribe to it, and comment on the giveaway video. So I'm going to link everything up above in the cards and below in the description so you know exactly what to do. And as soon as that channel hits 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a GoPro. For those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you may know that I used to have a 2015 Ford Fusion Titanium with all-wheel drive. I absolutely loved that car, and had it not been for me wanting to buy my 2019 BMW 440i, I would still have that Fusion because it was a great car. I owned it for just over 4 years, put 85,000 miles on it, drove it all over the place, drove it from New York to Florida. I just loved that car, and I'm really excited to be back in a Fusion today. So this one is obviously a 2019, and while it's not a titanium, it's an SEL, which is actually a really nice trim level for the Fusion. Didn't exist back in 2015 when I bought mine. Now, the sedan market in general is in a really weird spot because manufacturers aren't really making new sedans anymore. They're kind of trimming their lineups and getting rid of sedans altogether. If you look at Ford's website, the only sedans they have listed are the Fiesta and the Fusion and the Taurus. But the Taurus is no longer even being made. The last Taurus rolled off the assembly line, I believe, back in March. And I don't know if the Fiesta is even being made anymore. The Focus is gone. But it looks like the Fusion is gonna stick around at least through 2020. So Ford is still making Fusions, and they're offering less and less options. They're kind of simplifying the lineup. So we'll see if the Fusion even sticks around, if it only sticks around as a hybrid. I mean, that was a rumor a while ago, so we'll see what happens. But I love the Fusion. I think there's still a place for it. I don't think there was necessarily as much of a place for the Taurus or the Focus necessarily, but there's definitely a space for the Fusion, at least in my opinion, as biased as that opinion may be, since I used to own a Fusion, and I mean, I love that car, and I love being in this car. So there are a couple different trim levels for the 2019 Ford Fusion. The S is the base model. You then have the SE, which is the second level trim. The SEL that I'm driving today is like the mid-level trim. The Titanium is the highest level trim. There was a Platinum trim briefly for, I think, just 2017 and 2018. That no longer exists. And then there's the V6 Sport, which is a sport version. It has a 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6, a lot of torque, plenty of horsepower, awesome car, and it's obviously the most expensive Fusion. So this SEL that I'm driving stickers at right around $31,000, and you can get into an SEL for just under $29,000. And I know Ford is offering some really nice incentives on these cars to still push these sedans out the door. Like in every other review, we're gonna start with the exterior of the 2019 Ford Fusion SEL. I think this car looks really good. Ford did kind of do a mid-cycle refresh on the Fusion for the 2017 model year, and I think they did a great job. They made the headlights look better. It just made the sedan look overall a little bit more modern, although not totally different from the Fusion that was redesigned completely and totally overhauled for the 2013 model year. So this is essentially a 6 or 7 year old car, but they've managed to make the design still look really modern with some of the enhancements over the last couple of years. So I really like the look from the front. I think it looks aggressive, but also looks very stylish, and it looks pretty elegant, especially for a mid-size sedan. Then from the side, I've always thought that the Fusion looks really good. It's appropriately sized. It's not very long. You have these 18-inch wheels that are standard on the SEL, and they are the only option. There's no upgrade option, unfortunately, and I'm honestly not that big of a fan of these wheels. If I was to buy this car, that's probably the first thing I'd want to do, is get some aftermarket wheels for this car. And then from the rear, I like what Ford did with the taillights. They still look really modern. I wish that this car had dual exhaust, or just had a different exhaust setup than just the one tip on the far right side. There are Fusions that have dual exhaust, and then obviously the V6 Sport has quad exhaust, and both of those make the back of the car look significantly better than the one that I'm driving. But still, overall, I do like the look of this car. Then when you get to the interior, I think this is probably the most impressive part of the Fusion, because The interior of this car, at least in my opinion, feels significantly more expensive than it actually is. All the surfaces are soft touch surfaces. The steering wheel is nice and soft, although it doesn't feel like it's truly leather wrapped. It feels kind of like a vinyl. Still really nice in your hands, and everything in here just looks and feels really good. The SEL comes standard with what Ford calls this Active X seating material. It's basically, at least to me, it kind of looks and feels like a leatherette, although it doesn't feel very different from the leather in like a titanium Fusion. And these seats are very soft, they're very nice. This is a really comfortable car to be in for a long period of time. The back seat is also really big. I'm 6 feet tall and I have no problem sitting behind myself. I wish Ford would put a black headliner in this car, but I think you can only get a black headliner in the V6 Sport. The one that I'm driving has the moonroof option for only $1,100, and I think that's a really nice option. It just kind of makes the interior look better, opens it up a little bit. And then you also have plenty of trunk space. You can fit multiple golf bags, multiple pieces of luggage. This is a really well-sized car. Now, when you get to the performance of the Fusion, there are a lot of different engine options. However, in the SEL, there's only one, and that's the 1.5 liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder. It's a turbocharged 4-cylinder, putting out 181 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. And that's not a lot. This Fusion doesn't really feel like it's that quick. I mean, this car is not slow. It's not quick at all though, but it's not slow. It's quick enough. And actually, I think this is a really nice amount of power for front wheel drive, because if you have the 2-liter EcoBoost, like in a titanium, if you have that with front wheel drive, you do get a significant amount of torque steer. I've driven the titanium with front wheel drive, and I really think that for this setup, this is a more appropriate engine actually. You also get some pretty decent fuel economy as well. I think it's like 23 in the city, 34 on the highway, and especially with a 6-speed transmission, that's great. Now, when you put this in sport and you engage the paddles are not very responsive. But that's just something with this transmission. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's shifting like 1 to 2 seconds after I click the paddle. This car also handles pretty well, and it does feel really nimble. You do get a decent amount of body roll, but this is not a performance sedan by any means. But it does handle pretty well, and it's definitely fun to drive. Another thing that I've loved about this latest generation Fusion is the ride quality. The ride quality in this car is so good, and this SEL rides just as well as my titanium did, and it's a really nice soft ride. This car is just so comfortable, and again, just kind of feels more expensive than it really is. Then when you get to the technology, the Ford Fusion SEL actually comes with a lot of technology, and it's really impressive what this car has standard. A lot of these features are features that you would not expect to be standard. So this car comes standard, obviously, with Sync 3. It's an awesome infotainment system, and that has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, both standard. I'm an Apple guy, so I use Apple CarPlay, and it works absolutely flawlessly in this car. I've used it the entire time that I've been driving this car. However, the really impressive part is Ford's Copilot 360 system that is standard in this car, because that gives you blind spot monitoring, automatic high beams. It gives you frontal collision warning with automatic emergency braking. It gives you lane keep assist, gives you a backup camera, obviously. I mean, the amount of safety features that are standard in this car are way beyond what I expected. I really didn't expect it to have much standard, and it does. All of those features are standard, and that's great. And then for only around 650 bucks, you can get the Copilot 360 Assist system, which also gives you some autonomous driving features, including adaptive cruise control with stop and go. In conclusion, while I'm running out of daylight here, I think the Ford Fusion is still very relevant in 2019 going into 2020, and I think the SEL is a great car to look at if you're in the market for a mid-size sedan. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any awesome upcoming videos. Thanks again for taking this test drive with me, and I'll talk to you soon.